Hello, Stampers. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lori Staley. I'm the Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up, and I've been a U.S. demonstrator for, over 17 years. I'm located outside of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Hey, Shirley, you're looking everywhere for me. I'm right here. Zoom, again, was not cooperative. It did not want to let me come over, but it finally did. So I'm glad you're joining me. How are you this evening? We are going to talk a little business, and then I've got some really cute projects for you tonight. And I say projects because I have a cute Easter card, and then I made a cute little table favor or treat holder, whatever you want to call it, to coordinate with it. So I'll be sharing those with you. Hi, Tina. How are you? Hey, Donna. You had a hard time getting here. I'm sorry. Hey, Betty. Good to see everybody. Oh, good. Okay, so let's talk about retiring list because, guys, stuff is flying off the shelves. This will run until May 2nd or while supplies last. And I say while supplies last because a lot of stamps are gone. And historically, we've always guaranteed the stamps either to the end or to a certain date of the sale. But no, they are not doing that this year. So if there's a stamp set or a die set or an embellishment or whatever it is that you want, you should really try to order it sooner rather than later, because things are gone. And I've already had a couple customers that were disappointed because they didn't grab them earlier. So I don't want you to be disappointed. Know that this is happening. It's happening now. There are some fabulous discounts. There's product in the last chance sale that's up to 50% off. So you can get some really good deals as well. So make sure you're getting those orders in. And of course, speaking of orders, this is my website. Thank you to those who order from me on a regular basis. I definitely appreciate it. If you're new to stamping or you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with, I would love to help you with that. Contact me. The new catalogs are coming out. I'll have new catalogs available. I'll figure out how to get one to you. But this is my website, addictedstamper.stampinup.net, and my April host code. And why do you want to use that host code when you put an order in? Well, if you use that host code when you put your order in, and it is a minimum of $35 in product, not with shipping and handling. Before the shipping and handling is applied, these cards are what I call my just cards. And I have a new set of 5 cards every month. And with that minimum $35 product order, you earn the card kits and or the free class. If you're local to me, I typically do a free class the second week of the following month. Usually it's on a Wednesday, and I have 2 sessions, one at 3 and one at 6. And if you're long distance, we cut everything, we emboss everything, we die cut, we give you little pieces with the embellishments on, we tie the bows for you if there's bows. We package it up and we mail them to you. We do ask for some help with the postage. And you get everything you need, plus you get a full color PDF with step-by-step instructions, right? So that is my gift to you for a minimum $35 product order. And that is good through April 30th, okay? And you will also, if it's your first time ordering from me, you will also receive a free gift from me. So there you go. And then this was the fun card that we made last Monday, right? We've moved to Tuesday nights now at 8. And the winner of this card is Tina Simpson. And Tina, I think I saw you come on, right? So congratulations. You just need to get me your address. You can hit me up over on my Facebook page. If you're on Facebook, you can private message me, or you can find a link to email me here on my YouTube channel. Okay, so get me your address and I will pop this card in the mail to you. If you do it tonight, I'll try my best to get it out to you tomorrow because I know Easter is looming. It is right around the corner. I don't know how it's already April 5th. That is the first time I've looked at the date today, and I just realized I missed a girlfriend's birthday because her birthday is today. So I'll have to make that phone call when I get off of here. All right, let's talk about the fun project I have to share with you tonight. And it really is a cute, cute project. So it is using Easter Friends. Yep, I'm sliding in one more Easter card on you. It is adorable. I think so anyway. My mother thought this was adorable. This was one of the last cards she got to see. And we did this in my club last month, and I think they all really enjoyed it too. You've played with the wave stamp. Oh, that wave stamp is gorgeous. You bet, Tina. So yeah, so we're gonna make this, of course, Easter Friends. This is in the mini catalog. It's a standalone stamp set, so it is $23. And I do apologize because the greetings that I'm using came from A Wish for Everything, which is gone. I just saw that it is gone. I think the dies are still available, and they're pretty cool. You get lots of fun words, and they're large, so you know, great for card fronts. And you get, oh my goodness, all the holidays. You get a happy in here, St. Patrick's Day, New Year's, Christmas, Halloween, Valentine's Day, everything you can think of. So I believe these are still available, but the stamp set is gone. This one had been around for a few years, so I'm kind of not surprised that this one retired. And then I wanted to look, and I forgot. I'm not sure if Timeless Tulips is still around either. It was a fabulous one. I just used it Sunday night in my Come Stamp Along With Me live on Facebook. But the Happy Easter, Happy Spring, Happy, Happy Everything. I just thought that was adorable with these little duck and little chicks, right? So that's what we're using. And yes, ma'am, you do see the cloud punch right there. I used it as a label. How about that? Pretty fun, right? Oops. All right, so let me pull the product out here. We're going to make this card. And then, as I said, I have a cute treat box to share with you that, don't tell anybody, but it's going to be the favors on my Easter table. All right, so we are starting with fresh freesia, 5.5 by 8.5. Don't worry, I will have all the measurements listed under the video. Give me about an hour after we get off, and I will get those listed for you so you have access to them if you want to whip up a couple of these Easter cards. I'm using the Gingham embossing folder. This is a regular embossing folder. It is not a 3D. We are going to emboss the front flap of our card. Okay, and the way I do that, you can see I'm just lining up the fold or the score line, if you will, with the edge of the embossing folder. And you want to make sure you have it in there straight. Okay, and then now I'm not going to bring my big machine in because it takes up the whole table. And but the sandwich to make this is just put it between your two plates, right? And you take away plate 2. So you just have your platform. Platform, a cutting pad, your cardstock with your embossing folder, and a cutting pad on top. And then I'm going to take that over here and I'm going to run that through so that we just get the front flap embossed. And it's going to go through like this, okay? So the folded edge is going to be on the side. You know, I've always said, never put your folded edge through at the back so that the opening is going through front, but you can put it at the side, and you can also, of course, put it through when you don't have this piece hanging here with the fold going through first. The reason I tell you not to put the fold in the back or have it go through last is because over time, you can offset your plates and crack your fold, and then it's really hard to line up your embossing folder. The other thing I want to show you is when you're doing this, always make sure the folder is at the back, not first thing through. This allows the plates, the platform, and the cardstock to get grabbed and go through the machine first, so it's prepared to go up on top of the embossing folder. Okay, so if you're struggling to get something to go through like that, and you have an embossing folder laying on the machine, you want to move it towards the back of the bed. Oh, you can see it still gives you a nice track there at the end. Towards the back of the bed instead of the front. And then we have our embossed card front. So I'm going to lay that aside for a minute. And I'm going to bring in some other pieces that I have here. And we're going to do a little blending with our brushes. And I love our blending brushes. Anybody have our blending brushes? They're fabulous. Ooh, sorry, I'm making a lot of noise. It's a lot of pieces to this one. But I'm gonna grab some Balmy Blue and some Pear Pizzaz. And we're just gonna put our sky and our grass line in. So I was telling my group over on Facebook one day last week, when I first got my blending brushes, this is how I held them, right? And I inked it up, rolling it or running it across and around in circular motion on my ink pad. Not only does my hand get really tired, but I'm actually unconsciously maybe putting more pressure in one spot or the other on the back of the head, which gives me a darker blob, if you will, of ink. There's my technical term for you tonight, blob. So now I actually hold it back here and it gives the head more flexibility. I think it makes it easier to blend when you're not pushing it down like this. So I'm going to hold it back here. I always start off the paper that I'm going to add the color to, so that I'm not hitting the cardstock immediately with a fully inked brush, right? Because then you're going to get a dark spot. You can always go back and add more ink. You can't necessarily take the ink away, right? So if I want this to darken up a little bit, I'm just going to come up here. This gives the head a little bit more flexibility as it's moving versus me holding it in place. And it just seems to go smoother for me. So Betty, you have them? You use them all the time. Yes, I do too. This was one of those things when I saw it, when Stampin' Up! First introduced them, I'm like, yes, I've been waiting for those. Let's see, how's that looking? That's looking really good. I think I just want to bring it down just a little bit further. And you can decide how far down your skyline goes, right? And then we're going to blend that into some Pear Pizzaz. Now, somebody asked me the other day, how do I wash, sorry, Pennsylvania Dutch a little bit there, wash my brushes. I don't. As you can see, each of my brushes has a label on the back. This is a blue. This is I probably use this for my light blues. I have another one for dark blues. Same way with my pinks. I have bright pinks and soft pinks and, you know, oranges and peaches, and so light and dark. So pretty much a light and dark for every color, but I don't wash them. I just leave them like this. I have one of our old copper tins that sits on my desk, and I just stick them down in there and they just stay like this. If you want to, you can wash them out. You just take them to the sink and you run water over them, and you know, carefully take your fingers over them to try to get the ink out. And then you have to find a way to make sure they are kind of laying like this, which can be a challenge. So you have to find something to lay it over and make sure that you weight it on this end, either a rubber band or, you know, binder clip or something, so that the head drains straight down. Because if it drains like this, it can potentially take the bottom bristles and kind of splay them out, which you don't want, because that will ruin your ability to get a nice smooth blend. So for me, it's just easier to have, you know, a light blue and a dark blue and a bright pink and a soft pink and so on and so forth. I'm going to add in some green here for our grass. I don't know why, but when I think of spring green, I think of Pear Pizzaz. It is my constant go-to when I'm dealing with spring. Okay, we're going to stop there. Now, before I get completely away from my blue blending brush, this is the Cloud Punch that's in the mini catalog. It was overlooked. If you didn't see it in there, go back and check it out. Let me tell you what page it's on here real quick for you, because I know that, I don't know, the first 4 times I went through the catalog, I didn't see it. And then I saw somebody made a card with it and I'm like, excuse me, where did you get that? Right? You ever do that? So right here, there it is. It's on page 19 in the mini catalog, and it is the Cloud Punch, and it is $18. So it's really cute. It doesn't necessarily coordinate with a specific stamp set at this time, but you can use it with all kinds of stamp sets, and you can do all kinds of fun things with it. Like I said, I didn't want to necessarily just put a standard label up in my sky, so I thought, well, why not use the Cloud Punch? And we're just going to sponge some, or blend. I guess this is more blending than sponging, huh? But you can use your brushes just like you did the old sponges, or if you have sponge daubers. Okay, and I just want it a little bit light. This one got a little darker than I had intended when I did that one. We're going to bring in some of the Highland Heather. Happy Easter. And again, this is from the A Wish for Everything. So if you already have that set, great. Hopefully this is a new idea for you. And if you don't have that set, I'm so sorry, because it is gone. We have Happy Easter on there. You like your Cloud Punch, Betty? Betty, Donna, that's good. That's good. Okay, so our little ducks, how cute are they? We're gonna stamp those, and I stamped them in Memento because I colored them in with blends, right? And we all know that when you're working with the blends, because they're an alcohol-based marker, you want a water-based ink. Opposites attract, right? And if you're working with our Stampin' Write markers, which are our water-based markers, then you want to use Stays On, which is a solvent-based ink. Okay, so unfortunately there are no dies for this. So you do have to fussy cut these cute little guys. They're not real hard to do, and it goes pretty quickly. Now, I am not going to subject you to the pain of fussy cutting everything out here, but you do know that when you fussy cut, you move the paper, not the scissors. Now, I did move the scissors there at his little feet. I think there's exceptions to every rule. Sorry. But moving the paper does give you a smoother cut, right? And you're just going to work your way around the little chick. Don't cut off his nose if you can help it, right? Okay, so you get the idea, right? So I did go ahead and pre-stamp and cut, so you didn't have to suffer that. And we're going to use dark pumpkin pie blends on their little beaks and their feet. And then on the duck, same thing. I like every one of the animal images in this set. I think they are adorable. And they're so happy. Happy, happy, happy little guys. And then I use dark Saffron. Oops. But I use my bullet tip. I keep my brush tip for when I have really fine detailed area that I want to get into. Do you prefer the bullet or the brush tip on your blends? And then I did bring in a little bit, I did it again, a little bit of the lighter saffron, just for a little bit of highlight there on his chest and around his eye. Okay. We're going to do the same thing with the duck. So wherever the artist, which don't you love our artists? Oh my goodness. Wherever the artist gave us the detail, that's where I'm putting the dark. I don't even have to think about it in this set. Sometimes you have to go, okay, where would the light be hitting? Not on this one. They did a fabulous job of giving us all that detail. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, guys, if you like the projects. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I would love for you to become a subscriber. And it does help me let YouTube know that you want to see more of what I'm doing, which is always a good thing. Share with your friends. And of course, comment or leave me a comment after the fact with a thumbs up. The brush. Oh, do you like the brush tip, Tina? Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome. I don't know. I guess I feel like it wears down faster. But yes, most definitely the brush tip if I am going into a tight space, because the bullet tip is sometimes just too big, right? Oh, but I think they're so cute. Okay, so there we have our little chick and our duck. Now we're going to go ahead, bring that Pear Pizzaz back in and stamp some grass. And that's just going to be random. I don't really have a rhyme or a reason to where I'm going to stamp the grass. Just like the detail of it. We are going to bring in some dimensionals. I don't know what we would do without our dimensionals. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I draw lines. If you're wondering what all that line marking is, I draw lines on the back of my dimensionals because when I'm going to take the backings off, if I have a line on them, then I know I haven't removed that backing. Well, I was using scrap paper, as you can see. Nothing wrong with that because nobody sees the back side, right? That might have been a bit of overkill on the chick, but that's all right. That's all right. All right, so we're going to put him down here. Before we do that, though, we are going to take our green brush. I was not crazy enough to try to blend in color between his little legs there. So I'm just going to take the green brush and add blending brush and just add enough green that it's not glaringly white, right? Yep, there we go. That's what we wanted. And then we'll put the duck on. And we're going to put the cloud on with dimensionals as well. So is anybody cooking or going for Easter dinner? I'm cooking. I have, so far I have, I think 11 or 12 coming for Easter dinner, and this will be the first dinner. Hi, Debbie. Well, welcome from Vermont. Glad you joined us. This will be my first holiday as my mom always did all the holidays, but not any longer, unfortunately. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a piece of ribbon here, And I cut it a little bit longer than I probably needed to, just because I want to run this across. Because that's the front flap, I don't want to wrap it on the inside. You certainly could and bring it around to the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back side, or what I'm considering the back side of the ribbon, where I know that my square is going to cover it up. Okay. And then I'm going to take a glue dot and I'm going to put it under this end because we're going to have a bow there, right? So it's going to hide it. You don't know if you're going or cooking, you're cooking. Okay, totally cooking. Oh, you usually cook or you grill something. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Well, I am cheating, I think. I think I decided I'm actually going to go buy a honey baked ham. The ladies that I worked with years ago had gotten me one of those. I don't know who passed away in my family. Must have been a grandparent. But anyway, they had gotten me one and it was really, really good. And I've always wanted one since, and I have never gotten one. So I thought, oh, this is the perfect opportunity, right? Because when you have one oven, as a kid growing up, we had double ovens. That was very nice. So we're going to go ahead and mount this little guy right here. I'm going to center him on the front flap. Make sure my ribbon's going across there straight. And I had tied a bow before I came live because that is not necessarily my strongest strength, is tying bows when I'm live, but let's give it a whirl since it seems to have vanished on me. There we go. There's a lot of different ways to tie bows, but I do what I call the air bow, right? Which is I just tie it up in the air. I am bow challenged. There's no question. Those of you that watch me regularly have heard me say about my shoe tying experience when I was just a little thing. My dad, I don't know where my mom had gone, but for some reason my dad had me, and he sat me down on the bed and decided this was the day I was going to learn to tie my shoes. And my mother came home and he said, look, I told her to tie her shoes. And he said, show her. Oh, thanks, Tina. Yep, sorry. That's okay. Remind me, because I tend to bring it closer to me because it's easier on my eyes, right? So anyway, I showed her and she says, well, she's tying them backwards. He's like, yes, but at least she's tying them and she'll learn to tie them the right way later on. And I still tie my shoes backwards. So, you know, tying a bow is truly a challenge. Okay, so there is our card front. We're going to add a little bit of bling. And then I have that greeting from Timeless Tulips that we're going to put on the inside. And then I'm going to show you this cute little, I mean, this is a quick and easy treat holder though. I have to be honest. It is not going to take you a lot of time. To put this one together, but it does go with this card beautifully. So even if you want to give cards and little treats to maybe coworkers, if you're back in the office, this would be fun. I laid the brush down on the Whisper White, so I'm glad I got it right on that side, right? Okay, there we go. One last thing is our bling. Gotta have some bling, right? I don't know what I did before the take your pick tool to pick up our bling, but it's my go-to now. It's my go-to for a lot of things. This is a great little addition to your tool chest, right? For $10, you can't beat it. There is our cute little Easter card. All right. And there was the original bow I tied. Let me grab the little treat box that coordinates with him. Lay him over here. And this is what I did. I took the cute little 3 1/8, I think they are, boxes, square boxes. I filled them with the chocolate Easter eggs. I happened to be walking by a display and I saw these chocolate Easter eggs and I'm like, oh, now I know what I'm going to do. But then look how he coordinates. Isn't that cute? All right, so give me 1 second because I didn't bring the box over. Brought all the supplies. So I've already filled this one. These come flat. We are going to take some of this cute checked fresh Freesia designer paper, which if you don't know, this comes from the pansy paper, right? I'm so sad. I'm always sad every year. Not that I'm not thinking we're going to have beautiful designer series papers in the new catalog, because I know we are. But I'm always sad because I fall in love with so many of our papers and then they retire. And I'm not done playing with them yet. So I use Tombow liquid glue to give me a little bit of time to slide. This is 9 inches. It's a 9-inch piece of basic white and then a 9-inch piece of the DSP. Okay. Gonna let that dry. And I've got a couple of pieces here. So Saffron, again, this is what our little chick and duck are, and the fresh Freesia. And then I just used the rectangular postage punch to punch out a piece of the basic white. I'm going to grab the little chick. I'm going to grab the grass stamp. See how this all coordinates, right? We're going to add some grass right down here at the bottom. Okay. I'm going to put our chick. I'm going to stamp the chick right on there. So no cutting out this time. Makes it even faster, right? I do want his little feet down into the grass a little bit. Hopefully I did that. Yes. And then we're just going to color him like we did on the card. And again, this is the dark So Saffron, and I'm going over all the detail that the artist put into the stamp when they designed it. Because I don't have to worry about where to put the dark versus the light, right? And then bring in my light. How cute is he? Then he's just going to get taped. I draped this up in my head when I was going to bed the other night. Do you guys do that? Or am I the only crazy one that dreams about designing her projects when she's getting ready to fall asleep? I used to have a notebook by my bed. I'm just giving this a little bend with my fingers to help it go around. We're going to use some tear and tape on the end. You could use the Seal Plus. It's nice and strong. But I'm just going to put a strip of this right across the end. I love that you can tear that. Makes it really easy. Now, if you don't want the connection to show on the back, but this paper lines up so well that it's hardly noticeable, okay? If you don't want that, then you cross it in the front and you put your chick on top of it. However you want to do it is fine. I did do it around the sides, not the top and the bottom, but if you want to make sure that it stays closed, you can do it that way as well, whichever way works for you. And I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12 and 12 of the horizontal bars. And then I just fold it, guys, because I'll tell you, every time you score it, it is not going to work for you. At least it doesn't for me. So for me, it's just easier to score it. I mean, to fold it. Sorry. We're going to peel off that backing and then bring this around again. This one does not want to stay shut. Maybe I should have gone the other way. What do you think? Pull this as snug as you can. And then line it up just like that. Okay. And then this is just going to get taped right on there. I put the tape in the center of the band rather than trying to make sure I get it aligned where I want it on the back of the chick. And there is our coordinating Easter tree box to go with our card. I hope you guys like that. I know Easter's close, so if you don't already own the stamp set, it might be tough to get it and get it done in time, but maybe it gives you an idea for a stamp set that you own currently. Please remember to give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share the video for me, and if you're not a subscriber, please ring that bell and hit the notification button so you know the next time I'm live. I am consistently live on Tuesday nights at 8. And every once in a while, I'll throw in a Facebook replay or I'll pop on with something else. I will be live on Thursday morning over on my Facebook page. That's Lori Staley, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. We're going to be playing with, it's what I call coffee and cards. So I have 3 cards that we're going to be doing over there on Thursday morning. And so if you'd like to join us over there, we would love to have you. Thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful evening and the great rest of your week. And hopefully I will see you next Tuesday for another live video. Thank you guys. Bye.